And I'd like to welcome to the program political analyst Łukasz Warzecha. Hello, sir. Thanks for joining us today on TVP World.
Hello, good afternoon. Nice to see you again.
Yes, so we have, new polls for polls. So I guess to start off, what are your biggest takeaways from this latest poll for Gazeta Wyborcza?
Well, first, it's no surprise to me that Konfederacja has gained quite a lot, because as I think I have already told you on TVP World, these particular elections to the European Parliament are very fit for Konfederacja. Some topics about which Konfederacja has been speaking all the time, like the Green Deal, like immigration, are the topics of these particular elections. And at the same time, this is also the problem of Law and Justice Party, because Law and Justice, of course, their rhetorics is very sharp and hard on those issues. Nevertheless, they lack credibility because they ruled for 8 years, and some regulations concerning either immigration or the Green Deal were adopted exactly during those 8 years, and also with signatures from the politicians of Law and Justice Party, with Mr. Mateusz Morawiecki on top. So PIS, I think they lack credibility on those issues, and that's why Konfederacja has been gaining so much in those polls.
Are you suggesting that maybe on June 9th, voters might surprise us with their support for the Confederation Party?
I think it wouldn't be a surprise, because Konfederacja has been speaking about at least 4 mandates in the European Parliament, perhaps even 5. And what we have to keep in mind is that what really counts are the mandates, not necessarily the percentage results. And if we speak about mandates, in 2019, PIS gained 27 mandates in the European Parliament, and the Civic Platform gained 22. Back in 2014, they both gained 19 mandates. So as far as PIS is concerned, we know that they probably wouldn't be able to repeat the result of 2019. The question is how many mandates, how many seats they will gain this time. And in my opinion, any result below, let's say, 22, 21 seats will be seen rather as a failure.
But I think it's safe to say that the Civic Coalition feels very, very confident about the outcome, especially given, how Donald Tusk, his relationships are flourishing in Brussels.
I think what Donald Tusk has been playing with recently is the issue of security. And this is very sharply seen. I mean, if you compare Donald Tusk back from, let's say, 2020, 2021, even 2022, and if you compared what he was saying then with what he is saying now about immigration, about fortifying our eastern border, it's incomparable. It's like two different politicians. I mean, he understood that the issue of security is of the utmost importance to the Polish voters. And that's, in my opinion, why he came up with that idea of very strong fortifications on the eastern border. And it's very clearly seen that PIS politicians, they have really big difficulties how to criticize him on this issue, because in fact Donald Tusk on this issue, he's speaking like almost like a PIS politician.
Certainly, that is a good point. Now, how about turnout, and how do you think that the turnout is going to sway the election for one party or another? We know that Law and Justice is a really ironclad electorate. But if the Civic Coalition doesn't turn out in quite the same numbers, that could be a problem, could it not?
Well, turnout is a big question in these elections because I would assume that numbers will be higher definitely than in all previous European Parliament elections. Nevertheless, it's also true to say that voters might be tired of elections because these will be the third ones in a row. So we don't know. I assume the turnout will be definitely over 45%, but will it cross the line of 50%? We do not know. And the other question is where the most people will vote. In the cities or in the countryside, because PIS is strong in the countryside and in smaller towns, whereas the Civic Platform, the coalition, is strongest in the biggest cities and bigger towns. As far as Konfederacja is concerned, I think it's also stronger in towns than in the countryside, although it has quite a lot of supporters also in the countryside among farmers above all. So overall, I think if the turnout is rather lower outside cities and towns, this will not be favorable towards PIS.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Łukasz Warzecha, political analyst. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon on TVP World.
Thank you.